is the canonical LR and LA LR parser. So here we start canonical LR parser. So here we have to construct LR of one set of items. In SLR parser, we have to construct LR of 0 items. Here we have to set collection LR of 1 items. Okay, so here how we can construct the set of LR of 1 items. So first of all, the same thing, its input is augmented grammar and output is set of LR of 1 items for one or more valid viable prefixes of G. So method to compute procedure to find out closure and go to and the main routine items for construction set of item is, so first you consider function closure of I and then we begin. Okay, so for each item, A tends to alpha dot B beta comma A in I. For each production, B tends to gamma in G dash. Okay, so and each terminal, this B in first of beta A, such that this B is tends to dot gamma comma B to I. So add B tends to dot gamma comma B to I until no more items are added to I. So that is the procedure to find out what is the close LR of 1 item. So we take we have the production B tends to gamma means so we take for all we add for each terminal B in this first of beta. Okay, so B is nothing but here look ahead. Okay, so how we can find out this B means that is nothing but first of beta A. So we add the production rule beta tends to gamma. Okay, so first you having the production rule A tends to alpha dot B beta. So we have each production for beta tends to gamma. We add the terminal B. So B is nothing but look ahead. So how we can find out that means we take first of beta A. Okay, so from this we have to take that. Okay, so we repeat this until no more items added to this brochure set of items. Okay, so function of go to, already we know how to find out function of go to. Here additionally we have to find out look ahead. Okay, for every time we consider look ahead. Okay, every time we have to find out go to, you know, in the how to find out go to statement. So yeah, including that we have to add this look ahead. So by using this previous steps. Okay, so next construction of canonical LR parsing table, it's the same as SLR parsing table. So only one difference here we have to consider this look ahead. Okay, so look ahead to fill the action. Okay, so here we having the rule A tends to alpha dot A beta comma B. Here B is look ahead. Is in state II means then we write go to of II comma A is equal to IJ. Okay, so II comma this A is equal to IJ. Then we set the action this I comma A is equal to shift J. Okay, so here A is nothing but it must be terminal. Okay, so similarly reduce action for all this A. Okay, so it's I means I comma for this look ahead A. We write the reduce action A tends to alpha. Okay, so next the dollar, so starting symbol that is S dash tends to S comma dollar means that is S dot is end and comma dollar means it's in present in state I then I comma dollar is equal to accept, the same thing. Okay, so this is the rule for constructing say a table, and here you know this steps. This is similarly the SLR parser. So here creation of a CLR parser, example S tends to CC and C tends to terminal C and non-terminal C and then D. Okay, so what is the first step? This is similarly SLR. First we write the augmented grammar. Augmented grammar is nothing but suppose S is the starting symbol means we add augmented grammar S dash tends to S. So we write S dash tends to S and S tends to CC and C tends to small c capital C and C tends to D. So this is augmented grammar. Next we take LR of 0 items. LR of 0 item is nothing, but here we add a closure set of items dot at the right corner. So for every production we add dot. Okay, so dot yes, and you see after dot is a non-terminal. So we write yes production. We add yes production in this rule. So yes tends to dot cc. After putting dot, you write C that a dot after dot non-terminal C. So you add all the C production rules in this LR of 0 item. So C tends to dot CC and C tends to dot D. And here no here after no more. Okay, so you stop here and then you take LR of 0 items over, and then you take LR of 1 item. LR of 1 item is nothing but we add find out look ahead for every production. So S dash tends to dot S comma. So you find out look ahead. Okay, so how we can find out look ahead is a starting symbol. So we have to add dollar, and dot B is we have the rule dot S for S. We have to find out look ahead. Okay, so after S dot after yes, so we add yes rule, and in the yes rule for this yes production we find the look ahead from this yes dash. Okay, because of this rule only we added yes we in LR of one item. So you find the LR look ahead from this yes dash. Okay, so how we can find out that we beta. Okay, first of beta A. So here beta A means dollar. First of dollar, dollar. So look ahead for this S production is dollar. And then you see after dot we having capital C, that is non-terminal. So we add C rule, and then for this C rule we find out look ahead from this production. Okay, yeah, so yes rule. Okay, so after dot okay we having the C, and then you find out first of beta. What is beta? This is beta. Okay, yeah, so this is C dot, near dot we have that is B, and beta is next to C. So first of first of C is what is first of C? Actually first of C is small c and D. So look ahead is small c or D. More than one look ahead you will getting means you differentiate that by using this slash. Okay, so C slash D. So next you process bit go to. Okay, so how to find out go to? So you consider this is a state I0, and then for each process state new state we going to find go to. So first of all go to of I0 comma we going to move this dot after yes. So we write I to go to of I0 comma yes. What means wherever the dot near to yes means you move the dot after yes. So here only in this rule the dot near to yes. So we write yes dash tends to yes dot comma dollar. Here only one thing, for every time we have to find out look ahead. Okay, so next I0 comma C means okay how we can write wherever C is a non-terminal. So C dot present near to C means you move dot after C. So S tends to the C dot capital C comma dollar, and then you see dot after we having capital C non-terminal C. So S tends to C dot capital C means what we have to do. We add C rules. C tends to dot CC and C tends to dot D. Only you add the rule. You don't add look ahead. So we have every time we have to find out look ahead from this step. So here dot C near dot is B, and after the symbol is beta A. So here beta is nothing, A is there. So first of dollar, dollar. So you add dollar here. Okay. So you take this is the new state I2. Okay. Next of all, we go to I0 comma small c. So C tends to small c dot capital C, and then C slash D. After C, okay, beta is not there. C slash D alpha is there. So we take you add all C productions here, and then when you add C slash D is the look ahead. So for D I0 comma D means C tends to D dot comma C slash D dot reach the end, and no more production will be added. So that's all. Okay. So here we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4 new states. I1. You see this for every new state we have to repeat the same step until no more new states founded. Okay. So first of all I1 we cannot move this dot hereafter we cannot move this dot because it's reached the end. So we go to I2. We process this I2. Here in this I2, S tends to C dot C. So we can move this dot after a non-terminal C. So we write I2 comma C. So C dot C. Here we cannot add production because dot at the end, after dot no more non-terminal. So next dot, I2 comma small c means C dot capital C. So here capital C means we have to add non-terminals and we have to find out look ahead from this production. Okay. So what is the B is C and beta is epsilon and dollar. So when the dollar means first of dollar, we get dollar. So we added that. Similarly, you find go to for all. After that, we have already saw the algorithm how to fill cells. Okay, here you write the state and here on the T you write terminal and then on the T non-terminal here. Okay. So if it is a non-terminal, go to for non-terminal means just it is in state ij means you fill I comma that in non-terminal is equal to j. Okay. So first is a terminal means you add sj. Okay, that's all. So first here we go to of 0 for state 0 and non-terminal yes. Okay, it goes to state 1. So how we can fill 0 capital yes. Okay, in that cell you fill 1. Okay. Similarly, 0 non-terminal. So how you can fill 0 and capital C, just it's in state I2 now, you fill just 2. Okay. And 0 small c. Okay, it is in state I3 means how you can fill it? 0 small c, just you fill S3. Okay, yeah. So you fill that. Okay, here you see 0 capital S and 1 is 0 capital C means 2. 0 small c means you add, it is in state I3 means simply you write S3, shift 3. Okay, similarly you fill all the go-tos with the help of this go-to, you fill everything. So next you have to fill a reduce. Okay, so how we can fill this reduce action means, so you will see the down, you how to fill that table means it is in state I1 means for 1 comma dollar, look ahead dollar, you put accept. Okay, so you see the table. Okay, here 1 and dollar, you just fill accept. Okay, so next for the remaining wherever the dot, okay, you see here no dots here at the end and here also no dot at the end and here you reach this dot at the end. For this rule, how we can fill means it is in state I4 means this 4, for this 4 and look ahead C and D, you fill R. Okay, so and then you fill the number. Okay, actually C tends to D means is the third rule. Okay, here you see C tends to S tends to CC. This is the first rule. C tends to small c, capital C is the second rule. C is tends to small b is the third rule. So here C tends to D. For state 4C and 4D, you fill R and you put suffix as the production number. What is the production number? This is the third rule. So R3. Here you see 4 and C R3 and for D also it's a reduce action. It's a production number suffix is 3. Okay, R3. Okay, similarly you find wherever the dot is reached at end. Okay, here you see the dot at the end. Okay, so it is in state 5. So how you can fill the reduce action for 5 and dollar, you put R. What is the number? S tends to C means it is the actually it is the one. Okay, first rule. Okay, so I and 5 and dollar you put R1. Okay, 5 and dollar, here you see 5 and dollar you put R1. Okay, so next you see here no dot at the end and here no dot at the end and here is the end dot. Okay, so 8 for 8 and look ahead C and D, you put R. Okay, so this C tends to CC is the second rule. So on the D you put R2. So here you see for C and D you put R2. Okay, similarly you go to OS. Here 9th state is also dot is in end. So for 9 and dollar you put R2. Okay, for you see this dollar and the state 9 we put R2. Okay, this is the way to fill parsing table. Okay, this is very simple one. Okay, this is the canonical LR parsing. Okay, so with the help of this table, we can go for parse the input string also. So next we go to LR parser. This is nothing but look ahead LR. So this look ahead LR parser. Okay, so what we're going to do means we're going to combine some of the table values from the CLR. So, okay, we're going to merge this. Okay, so this is the LALR. Okay, we will see example for LALR. This is SLR actually. And second one is the CLR. For the same example, I given CLR. We verify that. And the third one is this is CLR passing table. In the you see here in the for this CLR passing we get 21 states. Okay, we're going to combine this. Okay, in the LALR parser. So in the LALR parser, this is look ahead LR parser. So you see this by the till CLR parsing table, everything is same for LALR parser. So what you are going to do means we're going to merge, okay, in the LALR parser. So how we can merge, okay. So you see the states, okay, the states are same means we're going to combine them, okay. So how we can combine? So here 2 and 9 we combined. You see 2 and 9. This is very big problem. So 2, what is the state for 2? T dot and then here also T dot star F. Okay, so same states appear in anywhere. Okay, you verify that. Okay, here you see T dot star F. Okay, same. So you know, you just use you know need to see the look ahead. Okay, yeah. So you don't see these things. Okay, just the state these values are same on. Okay, just verify that. Okay, so you verify that means the look ahead are different. Okay, two look ahead pathina it's a dollar slash plus slash star. Okay, but here the look ahead is different, but the values are same. So 2 and 9 both are same. And then what are the states are same you verify that. Okay, in the CLR. So first next one is 3 and 10. Okay, so you verify 3 and 10. Okay, so this is 10. 10 is F dot. What is 3? You see that 3. 3 is again F dot. Okay, so F dot. 10 is again F dot. So you combine 3 and 10. So next in LALR parser, okay, you combine the table 4 and 11, 5 and 12, and 6 and 16, and 7 and 17. Okay, so these tables are actually the same. States are same. So you combined those and in the table you combined those sorry 3 and 11, 2 and 10. So everything combined பண்ணிக்கணும். So after combining the table we will get the table like this. Okay, 2 and 9, 3 and 10, 4, 11, 5, 12, 16, 7, 17, 8, 18, 3, 19, 14, 20, 15, 21. So we combined everything. So after combining that, okay, so if 2, 9 both are same, wherever S2 is there, so you replace S2 9. Similarly, 2 is wherever present, so you replace that by 2 9s. Okay, so you combine this. After combining that, we will get the table like this. Okay, so this is LALR parser. And this next of all Yak tool. So Yak is nothing but yet another compiler. Compiler is a Unix operating system. It is used. It is the standard parser generator. So this is the table Yak specification Yak compiler. It produces y.tab.c. We compile this C file by using C compiler. We will get the output of the format a.out. So we take this as the input and we will get the output. Okay. So this is the YAC parts. Okay, there are three parts: declaration within the double percentage. We can write transition rule, and then you write supporting C routines. Okay, so that's all about the LALR and SLR parser. Next, we see about intermediate code generation. So what is actually intermediate code generation? So intermediate code generation, we already studied in the parser phases of compiler. So intermediate code generation, during the translation of source program into object code for a target machine, a compiler may generate middle language. We called that is the intermediate code. Okay, so this is the course code and it is a target code. The intermediate is we will get the intermediate code. Okay, so intermediate code, actually there are three representations. The first one is syntax tree, and second one is postfix notation, and third one is tree address code. The first one is syntax tree. Syntax tree is nothing but it is the condensed form of parse tree. The operator and keyword nodes of the parse tree are moved to their parents, and chain of single production is replaced by single link in syntax tree. The internal nodes are operator and child nodes are operands. Okay, so the syntax tree is nothing but we already studied. Okay, it's a hierarchical structure. We can call this is the parse tree. So internal nodes are operators in which child nodes are operands. Okay, so to form this syntax tree, you put parenthesis in the expression. Okay, so this is the easy way to recognize which operand should come first. Okay, so next one is next representation of intermediate code is postfix notation. So we know the what is infix notation. Here the operator comes in between operands. That is A plus B. Here operands are A and B, and plus is the operator. So plus comes in between operands. Okay. So we replace this infix by postfix notation. That is AB plus. Here A and B are operands, and plus comes after operands. Okay. So we call this is the postfix notations. Here I gave another one example. Suppose in general E1 and E2 or any postfix expression, and plus is the binary operator means. So how we can apply that E1, E2 plus. Okay, plus comes after operands. Okay, so here while converting the infix expression to postfix expressions, you no need to mention parenthesis. Okay, here we no need parenthesis in postfix notation because the position and arity of the operators permit only one way to decode postfix expression. Okay, so in postfix notation, the operator follows the operand. Okay, already I told you, suppose E1 and E2 are the postfix expression and plus is the binary operator means how we can write operands first. Okay, so operands first mean E1, E2, and then you write the operator. So E1, E2 plus. Okay, so no need to mention the parenthesis after converting the postfix expression. Okay, so here is the example. So you consider one expression that is A minus B star within the parenthesis C plus D, and then plus A minus B. Okay, so here how we can convert this postfix expression in infix expression into postfix. So already I told you what is the form of postfix expression. So operand 1, operand 2, at the last you mention operator. So first one is within the parenthesis that we are having A minus B. So how we can convert that? A minus B within the parenthesis. So operand 1 is A, B. So we write A, B, and then operator here is minus. So A, B minus. So this is what? A, B minus. And then we are having C plus D. So how we can write that? The parenthesis is the highest priority, and then star slash and then plus minus. So C plus D means we write CD plus. Okay, so after that you convert this parenthesis A minus B. How we can write it? AB minus. Okay, so next we see actually வந்துட்டு A B minus actually இங்க இருக்குமா actually star. Okay, so CD plus, okay, between AB minus actually we will have plus. Okay, actually here. Okay, so this is only we will get after converting parenthesis AB minus star CD plus AB minus. Okay, so next we have to convert this into again. Okay, because AB minus is the one operand, CD plus is the one operand. In between, the binary operator is star. So what is the form of postfix notation? Operand 1, operand 2. At the last, we have to mention operator. So here operand 1 is AB minus, and then operand 2 is CD plus. What is the operator here? Star. So you write star. Okay, so next step, this is one operand. Okay, in between we are having plus, and then again AB minus. Okay, so this is what we are having here. AB minus CD star, this is one operand, and then plus AB minus. Okay, this is another operand. So next we convert this into postfix form. Here operand 1 is AB minus, and then CD star. AB minus CD star is operand 1. Operand 2 is AB minus. What is the operator? Plus. Okay, so is it correct? Here one plus is missing. Right? AB minus CD plus and then star. AB minus CD plus star plus AB minus. So AB minus CD plus star AB minus plus. Okay, so this is our postfix notation. Okay, correct? AB minus CD plus AB minus plus. Okay, so this is the postfix notation. Okay, so next one we're going to see about 3 address code. Okay, so what is actually 3 address code? So 3 address code means this is the intermediate representation form. Actually, various forms are there for 3 address code. Sorry, for intermediate representation, that is the 3 address code, quadruple, triple, POSIX. So various forms of intermediate representation. So one of the most familiar representation is 3 address code. So what is 3 address statement is a statement involving no more than 3 references. That means 2 for operands and 1 for result. Okay, 2 for operands and 1 for result. You can use only 3 operands in a statement, not more than 3 references. Okay, you can use 2 for operands and you can use 1 operand for store the result. We called this is the 3 address statement. Okay, so here what is the 3 address? A sequence of 3 address statement is known as 3 address code. So you consider the 3 address statement of the form x equal to y op z. Here x y z will have 3 address. Sometimes a statement might contain less than 3 references, but it is still called 3 address statement, but not more than 3 references, but it may be less than 3 references. Okay, so for example, you consider A is equal to B plus C star D. Is this is a 3 address code? No. Okay. Here, how many operands we are used here? 4 operands. Actually, 3 address statement means we can use maximum 2 operands and 1 for result. Okay. So, but here 4 operands are there. So, this is not a 3 address statement. So, we have to convert that into 3 address code. How we can do this? So, first of all, we take to form 3 address code, we can use the temporary names. Okay, so I am using R1. So R1 is equal to, what is that? C star D. Okay, and then R2 is equal to, I am writing B plus this C star D. C star D is already stored in the temporary variable R1. So R2 equal to B plus R1. And then I store the result, this R2 in variable A. So A is equal to R2. So now you verify that each instruction has not more than 3 operands. Okay, here 2 operands plus 1 for result, and 3 operands. Here also 3 operands. Here we store the result. It's only 2 operands. Okay, so already I said we can use maximum 3 operands, not more than 3 operands. Okay, so it may sometimes it may contain might contain less than 3 references. Okay, so this code is called 3 address code. Okay, so next we will see this 3 address code has at most 3 address locations to calculate the expression. So a 3 address code can be represented in 2 forms. So first one, 4 triple, triple, indirect triple. Okay. So first we see what is quadruple. So each instruction in quadruple presentation is divided into 4 fields. First one for operator, second one for argument, and third one for argument 2, and fourth one for result. Okay, in the name itself you can know quadruple. Okay, so it has 4 fields. First one operator, second one argument 1, argument 2, and last one result. Okay, so you consider the example. The same example, already we converted given expression A is equal to B plus C star D into 3 address code format now. So we use the same code. We use the same thing to convert quadruple. So make that into the forms quadruple. So first of all, you see R1 equal to C star D. Here, what is operator? So star. Okay, so you place star here, and then what is argument 1 C? So you write here argument 2 is D. So you write here. What is the result? C star D. The result is stored in the variable R1. So result is R1. Okay. Next one is R2 equal to B plus R1. Here, what is the operator? Plus. So you place the operator plus in the OP, and then first argument, that is argument 1 is here B, so you write here, and then R1 is, what is the argument 2, so you place in the argument 2, and then result is stored in variable R2. Okay, next one is operator. So what is the operator in A equal to R2? Equal to, so you place OP as equal, and what is argument 1? Actually, argument 1 is R2. Okay, it's not R3, it's actually R2. Actually, this third line, actually, this not comes here. Okay, so you go to this. Actually, this R2 equal to B plus R1. So we write plus B R1 and R2. Okay. This line now comes here. So equal to, and here R2, and result is stored in variable A. Okay. So that is quadruple. So quadruple means this is present. This presentation is divided into 4 field. So what are they? First one is operator. Second one argument 1, and third one field is argument 2. Last result. Okay. So next one is we will see triple. Okay. Next form of 3 address code is triple. So what is triple? So in the quadruple means it's a 4 field. Triple means so it has 3 field. So first one is operator, second one is argument 1, and third one is argument 2. Okay. So triple means 3 field. Okay. So first one is you say consider the same example. R1 equal to C star B, R2 equal to B plus R1, and A equal to R2. In this OP operator. So argument 1 ARG1, argument 2 ARG2. So here first statement, you take the first statement C star D. So here what is the operator? So operator is star. So you place star in OP, and first argument is C. So in the argument 1 you place C, argument 2 you place D. Similarly, if you refer the second statement, R2 is equal to B plus R1. Here you mean that, okay, here you can see, you notice that no need to, here we are not having the table for store the result. So what we have to do, so you see here, plus is the second statement, plus is the operator, and B is the variable, is the argument 1, you stored in B argument 1, and then R1, what is R1? Actually, here we can add step. Okay, first address. Okay, yeah. So you assume. So that the first one is OP star CD. So this is in address 0 means you add that address. Okay, in argument 2. So what I have to add it 0. Okay, that is the address in argument 2. So next one is plus what is that? R1 plus R2. So how we can write it? So R2 is in 1 and R1 is in 0 means in the argument 1 you write 1, argument 2 you write 0. So next to A is equal to R3. So R3 means it's step 2. So the equal to, you just mention 2. Okay, so this is called triples. Okay, triple means it has 3 fields. So that is R1, operator, argument 1, argument 2. Okay. Next of all, we will see indirect triple. So what is indirect triple means? This representation is enhancement over triple representation. It uses pointers. Okay, here only we use pointers under steps. Okay, yeah. So it uses pointers instead of position. Okay, so in the previous triples, just we mentioned the position. The first calculation is position 0. So here for R1, here we put 0. Second position is in 1. For R2 we put 1. For R3 we put 2. Okay, so that is position only we have to mention. But indirect triple, this is the enhancement over triple. Instead of position to store the result, here we use the pointers. Okay, pointers means it's a address. Okay, suppose the first one is address 100. Second R2 result is in address 200, R3 is in 300 means instead of this 0, 1, this place, just you mention the address 100, 200, 300 like that. Okay, so that is a indirect triples. Okay, this enables the optimizer to freely reposition the sub expression to produce an optimized code. Okay, so that's all about intermediate code generation. Okay, so what is actually intermediate code generation? Yes, okay. So intermediate code generation, it is the compiler generates one middle level language. We call that is a intermediate code. Actually, intermediate code, there are various forms of intermediate codes are there. Postfix, POSIX, sorry, triples, quadruples, POSIX. Okay, so there are various forms are there, but the most familiar we use three address code. So various representations, syntax tree representation, postfix notation, three address code representation. So what is syntax tree? You know that hierarchical structure that we called that is the parse tree. So intermediate nodes are operator in which leaf nodes are operands. Okay, we studied already. Postfix notation, we know that how to convert one infix to postfix. What is the form of a postfix notation? Operand 1, operand 2. At the last, you mentioned the operator. So that is postfix notation. Three address code, you know, it can use maximum three references, including result. Okay, but not more than three references, but it might contain less than three references. So there are two forms of three address code, quadruple, triple. So this indirect triple is nothing but this is the advanced of this triple only. Okay. So what is quadruple? In the quadruple, we can use one four field operator, argument one, argument two, at the last result. But in the triple, we can use three. Okay, operator, argument one, argument two. In the indirect method, just this is the enhancement of triple. Here we use the pointer instead of position number. Okay, so that's all about intermediate representation. Suppose you have any doubt, means you can clarify now. Yes, thank you.